2016.
Thank you for reminding me because I didn't have I was like, I hope I don't have to answer that.
Nope, I haven't.
I'm Amanda Blummel. I'm with David Insurance Advisance Company. As Darlene said, president from 2015 to 2016. I think the highlight of my term was that somehow I came across that we did not have our nonprofit designation in place, that it had lapsed at some point. So during my term, I was helping get that all straightened out so we could be legit again. So that is the highlight of my term. And before that, I had served on just about every single committee or position on the board. And then since then, I got my MBA. I now work for an insurance agency for the last 9 years, and I love it. And yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
Very nice. 2018.
I'm Joanne Horner. I am an independent affiliate with Promptings, which I help people act on their promptings. So if you think about something or someone, I can help you actually act on those. And when I was president, I'm trying to think, I was under Amanda, or right after Amanda. So that was still kind of going on, I think, too. But so I don't know what else to say. Anyway, I've been a member, I believe, since 2012. And I started out with the membership chair when I first joined, and did that for a few years, then became VP. I believe someone had left, so I took over for VP and then became president shortly thereafter. So.
Thank you, Joanne. Was our president 2019.
Yes. So my name is Christine King. I'm a certified financial planner, practitioner. Last year I celebrated my 25th year in financial services with the same firm, and I'm not even 50. So when I was president, the wonderful website, a team of ladies put that together. We also we did a bylaw review. We also put in the standard operating procedures. So we got to work. So I had a wonderful e-board, because there's no way one person is responsible for all that. So I give all the credit to my e-board that kept us on the right path. So thank you.
All right, thank you.
I am Dr. Laura Cox with AccuWell Integrative Health, where I invite you to live well, choose well, and be well naturally. I can honestly stand here and say that KWN has made me into the woman that I am today. My first meeting, I didn't know a single person in the room. I found the furthest corner where I could hide from everyone. They made me stand up and introduce myself, and I was terrified. And I was telling my table earlier, I bought one raffle ticket, and I told myself that if I won, that was my sign. And I was the first person to win a prize. So I got a bottle of wine, and I joined KWN. And over the years of my membership, I think I joined in 2008 or 2009. And I went from being that quiet girl in the corner of the room to somebody with hot pink hair. And I've been able to complete my doctorate, and I started ballroom dancing, which is something that I've dreamt about my entire life, and I wouldn't have the confidence to have done any of that or to have started my own business or any of that if it wasn't for the love and the support and the encouragement of the women and the challenges as well from the women in this room. And I am eternally grateful for this organization.
Was president 1996, 97, and then again 2021, 2022.
Which makes me the most recent past president.
Yeah, sure does.
Not do that again. Okay. So I joined KWN with the same day as Joyce Erickson in 1994, and the next year, for some reason, there was a vacancy for a vice president, and I said, okay, and the person that was president dropped out after the first half of the year. So I ended up with a year and a half term. I think the most important thing I remember from that is when we were at Susan B. Anthony planning, the presidents did that with the various groups, all the presidents of the groups and other people. And the one thing that I said was at that point that Susan B. Anthony was sporadic, and I said, but wait a minute, if I'm coming in new like this, it's got to happen every year to catch on. And I think that was the year that we started and went continuously after that. So I was really, happy to do that. Right now, I am kind of a jack of all trades. I don't formally work any longer. I just sell Mavra's oil, if any of you know Mavra Papadopoulos at the farmer's market. I do that, and I help people relocate through their employers. A lot of international people coming in to areas here just in from Chicago all the way north into like Cedarburg in that area. And I just love the group. I've been here forever, so I feel like forever comparatively, at least over half the time, right?
Yep. Thank you, Roseanne. 1993 to 1994.
Right. That's probably the chocolate
Well,
into it.
I'd still be a member of Kenosha Women's Network, but I moved in 2005 to Madison, so that's why I'm not a member. But I come back every once in a while, you might notice.
Well, we're glad you came back today.
Well, I love Kenosha, I love Kenosha Women's Network. And I can't really tell you specifically what happened during my membership, when I was president. I can tell you that Carol Merritt called me up. I was practicing law, and we had some cases together. She was in workforce development. And so she called some women, that she probably worked with in different areas, and we would get together for lunch. And that's how it was just a casual lunch. And I cannot remember how it became so organized. But I do remember, I don't know, I might have been secretary at the time, but we put together, we didn't have the internet. We didn't have that. And this is 93. If you remember, there was just a case we had that occurred, a murder that occurred in 1998, and it was about the computer and the fact that she wasn't on the internet. We didn't have the internet. Most people didn't. So back then, we put together a pamphlet, and we had listed all the women and their professions, and we encouraged all the members. You need a painting? You need your house painted? You call the painter in your directory. And so that's what we did. We tried to really network. So that's what I remember. And what I do now, I'm retired. I'm enjoying retirement, and I have grandkids, and of course that always makes it memories.
Erickson was president 2003 to 2004.
Thank you. You remember the dates because I don't. I really can't remember anything specific we did back then. We were growing. That was one of our issues. We had to keep finding a new place to have our meeting because we were growing so big and had a lot of the women. I had many offices. I did reservations, I did membership, I did vice president, I don't know what else I did. Treasurer, I did it, and secretary. I think I did them all at some point. I'm retired now, and what I devoted the majority of my time to were nonprofits that I worked for on their boards, etc. My passion was making Wisconsin smoke-free. And that was the thing I really put my efforts into, and I'm very proud of that and very happy about that. And now I just enjoy life with my family and traveling when we decide to. I traveled all over the world with my granddaughter. She's a synchronized figure skater, and she was on a Team USA. So we traveled to Switzerland and Sweden, Croatia, Denmark, France. So I got to travel to see her. I miss doing that now.
You were president 2001, 2002?
That sounds good. We had a great group. Roseanne kind of started the whole thing when I started. we all supported each other in our businesses, and I love that you are all doing that right now. Matter of fact, I switched when you worked for Chicago Group, I switched my pension with my business to you. And there were just a lot of, Kathy LaFave, we all remember that. She sold Longaberger, she'd come every month, a lot of good memories. Also, we had our Christmas, which is now huge, but our Christmas was just very little. It was at Victoria's, I don't know if you were here then, and it was just very little. I mean, like one table of things. So I'm thinking we could make a lot more money, right? So we started smaller and got bigger and bigger and bigger. And Roseanne always sells those tickets. She does. And not only that, but these people win. Right. I mean, it's unbelievable. So thanks again for inviting me. I've since sold my business to my son. The minute I retired, I moved to Florida, and just for the winters, and now I'm back. So thank you for inviting me.